Ooh, right. Streaming live. Ladies, hello. Oh my goodness. We were so busy last week in the Thanksgiving reset that I just haven't had any time to love you in this group. So I know that so many people are in both groups. So next time that we do a reset, I really strongly encourage you to join us. It is so much fun. We have workouts every morning with my 10-year-old son. My mom, who's a chef, does live cooking with us. And of course, we have afternoon check ins, and the community is just absolutely wonderful. So I think probably we'll do that again in January. So keep your ears open for that. But today I am coming to you live and powerful with the body's powerhouse. This is so wonderful, and your body loves this so much. Okay, so I know that you're in such suspense. What are we talking about here? We are talking about vitamins. So we kind of waver, right? In these Tuesday power lessons, sometimes we talk about stuff that's important to the mind and our mental health, which is right connected with our physical health. And sometimes we're just straight up talking about the body, but there is always a connection. There is no one part of our body that works independently of all the rest. Oh my gosh, I can see my little Care Bear in the corner. It's so cute. When I was a kid, I remember I had my favorite little purple, I think it's like a Care Bear cousin actually. And I remember I lost it and I cried for 4 days straight until we finally found it behind the door. It was like tucked in that corner behind the door. And I don't know what happened to it. I grew up, obviously got rid of it. But a few years ago, I was at Target and I saw the little purple Care Bear and I had to have it. Oh, the nostalgia of childhood. So much fun. Okay, so let's get into vitamins and everything about vitamins. So I think I'm actually going to share my screen and we're going to share that one right there. Perfect. We're going to go in a little presentation mode for you. Wonderful. All right, ladies, we are going to be talking about vitamins today. And what exactly do we mean? Well, generally, just kind of like the simplest definition is that it provides no calories. So I guess that's good, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't actually have an incredible effect. It is actually one of the 6 essential nutrients. Essential meaning you have to get it and put it into the body for the body to function properly. I know that we really sometimes get into the taste and the texture and the flavor and what I want and what I don't want, and am I being good or am I being naughty, am I on a diet, am I not? But really, right, if we kind of take the emotion out of it, the physical body needs certain things to function optimally. And there's 6 essential nutrients that it needs, and vitamins is one of them. We also have minerals, we have water, we have protein, fat, and then of course carbohydrates. So vitamins are super tiny and you really only need them in a small-ish amount relative to, like, say, water or something like that. And they help build body tissue. So when we're talking about tissue, we're talking about skin, we're talking about organs, we're talking about cells, we're talking about all the different parts of the body. Remember that your body is regenerating about 50 million cells a second. That sounds totally insane, but you think about how small they are and how they have to continue to regenerate and how wonderful it is. Like when we cut ourselves, it's really quite incredible. It only takes a few days. Well, depending on our health, what kind of medications we are, and our age, of course, that can differ on the quickness. Certainly, when a kid cuts themselves, it heals like that, it seems. And as you get older, it's a little bit different, but still the body knows what to do, right? It's really incredible. And vitamins are one of those things that help trigger the proper processes in the body to create healing and vitality. When we are eating and drinking and thinking things that are doing damage in the body, even if we know it, right? We're like, oh, well, I'm going to have a little bit because it's worth it, or it's a holiday, or I just want it, or whatever the reason is, right? Whatever way we logicalize it. I think, did I just make that word up? Maybe. Whatever way we use to use a logic to justify what we've done, if it's doing some damage in the body, then there needs to be a healing process that happens, and vitamins are one of those things that allow the healing to take place. Vitamins help regulate the body processes. Yeah, all of them. Your digestion, your mood, your what do you call it? Vitamins and minerals help the peristalsis. I think that's the word, peristalsis. So it's like when you swallow, then there's these like wave like motions that move the food. So even if you're upside down, the peristalsis will still move the food down the esophagus into the stomach and through that 25 feet of intestines, which is kind of wild. Vitamins also help other nutrients do their job, like minerals and fat and proteins, right? Like they all work together. And that's one of the misconceptions about talking about, any one nutrient, particularly, is that people go, oh, well, vitamin C is good for me. Great. I'll just go take a supplement. Well, okay. That's nice if you have a vitamin C deficiency, right? But that's not awesome if you're just really wanting to maintain or create some balance, some homeostasis, some health, some vitality inside of the body. It's not just one thing. All of the essential nutrients, they do not work independently of the others. They need each other. This one does this, that one does that. It comes over here, it goes over there. It's very complex what happens in the system. So really, we're going to just give an overview, and then we always come back to the same one simple suggestion. And we'll get to that at the end. You have to stay with me. Okay, so it helps other nutrients do their job. The body cannot produce energy without vitamins. that that is really intense, because that's one of the things that most of us are really wanting, especially if, our weight is involved, if emotions are involved, if stress is involved, is, whatever we're doing with our eating is involved in this. Energy can either be up and down, or it's too down, or it's too up, or it can be all over the place. So that balance in our energy requires certain things, and vitamins are one of those things. There are different kinds of vitamins, though. There are the fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, CoQ10, as well as fat soluble. So, what that means is that these vitamins are stored in the body's fat and the liver for later use when they need them. What that also means, though, is soluble, means it's like a solvent, like dissolves in. So fat soluble vitamins can only be carried to the cells that need them through fat. It's kind of like, I think of it like a boat. Right? Like the little lipids, the little fats are like a little boat, and it like picks up certain vitamins, and it's like, okay, I can carry you over here. But it can't do that with the other ones. So you need healthy fats in your diet for your body to function properly, for you to feel good, for you to have the energy and the vitality that you desire and that you deserve, and for your body to naturally go back to a healthy, comfortable weight. Now, think about what we did back in the 80s when everybody went fat free. We were like fat phobic. It was crazy. What happened is that our body was not able to properly utilize vitamins A, D, E, and K, and we suffered from that. And CoQ10, by the way, which is what your heart needs. So there was a lot of damage that was done when we go fat free. There's a lot of damage that happens in the body. And of course, having too much of these vitamins can be toxic, because then it just gets stored. And then sometimes what happens is we go on whatever weight loss thing that we're going on. And then all of a sudden we have an influx of these certain vitamins, and your body doesn't really know what to do with it because it has been storing it for safekeeping for later. And now all of a sudden you went on some crazy fad diet. Now your body's flooded with it and doesn't know what to do. And, it says eating. I really actually need to change that. It's not necessarily eating. It is extremely rare to eat in food too much vitamins. It almost doesn't even exist. I mean, I suppose if you really tried, you could like overkill yourself or something like that if you ate it 3 times a day, a giant plate of it or something. But the reality is that real food, right? Fresh, alive, and vibrant food. Yes, it has vitamins and minerals and all kinds of wonderful things, but it has a natural balancing act that goes along with it. So you never really get too much. Where people end up getting too much is, you guessed it, vitamins, like supplements, right? When you take a supplement, a vitamin supplement of any of these fat soluble vitamins, and you are overloading your body with it, it can be okay. So it's really the supplements that send people over the edge. What's interesting about vitamins is that the symptoms of having too much of whatever that vitamin is often the same as having too little. So it can be very confusing. So if that is something that you are confused about, I would highly suggest not taking a supplement and checking in with a doctor and getting your levels checked. Right now, if you're eating real food, I am going to venture out to guess that it's probably okay. It's just fine. Because again, it's not a concentration of any one thing. There is a variety of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients and enzymes and antioxidants and fiber and water and all the other wonderful things that your body needs to balance everything out. Okay, and that leads us over into water soluble vitamins, which are absolutely amazing also. Those are things like vitamin C and the B's. So the thing about water soluble vitamins is that they're not stored in the body. So what that means is that you need to replenish them even more than you needed to do the fat soluble vitamins because there's nowhere to store it. Your body needs them and it uses them up really quickly, especially when we're under stress. Vitamins B and C, they get used up real quick. And that's oftentimes why we feel down, why our energy feels low, why we feel really hungry. That's one of the reasons is because our vitamin B and C have been used up. So, I mean, they get used up quickly anyway, but when our heart rate's going and, we got a lot of stress and we got to like really focus and we got to get things done and people need our care and some people are sick and it's the end of the year and we got kids and what are we going to do with money? I mean, it goes very quickly. So if there is a level of stress, I would highly recommend that you focus on getting fresh, alive, vibrant foods that are already packed full of wonderful, wonderful vitamins that are going to help replenish your system. Okay, so the excess of B vitamins, that's usually why they sell more often vitamin C and vitamin B as a supplement, and that's recommended more often than not, is because with proper water, then your body just flushes out any more than it needs. However, if your kidneys are not doing so well and they've been abused over the years, then you don't want to take too many of these vitamins either. So really, I mean, that's kind of one of my, like in my business, that's kind of one of my mottos. Like, you don't need to take any pills to be happy, healthy, vibrant, and alive, lose weight at your natural and ideal weight, and the cravings, reinvigorate your life, feel comfortable and confident in your body. We don't need to have any pills. Now, again, if you have a specific nutrient deficiency, check with the doctor and they will let you know. But just going to the counter and buying some stuff because you heard it's good, that's not a real safe and good way to treat this incredible body that you live in, this gift. This body has been there from the moment that you were born. It will be there till the day that you die, right? It's been there through all of the experiences that you've ever had. So certainly be gentle and good to your body. Okay, so let's get a little bit deeper into the fat soluble vitamins that we were talking about. I know, I just love this little Superman here. I guess I'm into like the cartoons and heroes right now. Probably got my like Christmas little dress on going on. Like, I'm just really feeling it today. So vitamin A promotes growth and healthy skin and hair, helps your eyes adjust to darkness, helps your body resist infections. Examples of food sources. Now, this is really important. These are the things that we want to focus on. And again, you don't really need to know all of the details and like, go to the store and get this and get that. Just be open to the fresh, alive, and vibrancy at the farmer's market and in the produce aisles, and just be open to a little bit more color and creativity. So we're dairy products, dark leafy green vegetables like spinach, or even like beet greens. You ever seen those like yellow or red beets and then like they have the green stalk that goes along with it? Some people say it's a little bit too hearty, a little bit too salty, but you chop up the beets and you chop up the greens and you like saute the beets or steam them a little bit and then chop up the greens and throw that in there with some garlic. Oh yeah. Okay, so also vitamin A is the deep yellow orange fruits and vegetables like carrots and pumpkin and squashes and cantaloupe and peaches and apricots galore. So much awesomeness. Another fat soluble vitamin, vitamin D, helps build strong bones and teeth. It enhances the calcium absorption. So those two play together for our health and our vitality. Some examples of where you can get vitamin D, of course, fortified milk, egg yolks. So don't be afraid. Fatty fishes like salmon and mackerel, liver, and then of course your body produces actually some from the sun. So a little bit of sun without sunblock actually can be good for you. Not a lot, 10 minutes a day. Okay, and then of course we have vitamin E, which is a fat soluble vitamin. Protects other nutrients from damage, helps form red blood cells and muscles. Remember, when we go fat free, the body has a real, like in terms of what we're eating, we're not getting those healthy, wonderful fats from olives and avocados and nuts and seeds and all those kinds of wonderful things, then our body can't really use these vitamins as well as they could. So some examples of vitamin E, where we can get that in our food sources, is vegetable oils, whole grain breads and cereals, dark leafy green vegetables, or just leafy vegetables, beans and peas, nuts and seeds. And then of course, vitamin K helps blood clotting. Wonderful. Examples of that are going to be the dark leafy green vegetables. I'm seeing a trend here. You wheat brands and wheat germs, some fruits, egg yolks, and liver. Awesome. Looking good. And then, of course, we have water soluble vitamins. Woo, like vitamin C, it increases resistance to infection. Yes, vitamin C that we get in fresh, alive, and vibrant foods. Really important for our immune system. Maintains healthy teeth and gums. Really important for our health and our vitality and actually our heart. Helps wounds heal and keeps blood vessels healthy. Examples of places that we can get this in our food, not just a supplement, in our food: citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruit, cantaloupes, tomatoes, green peppers, strawberries, kiwi, mango, potatoes, broccoli, cabbage, and of course there are many, many others. This is just some examples. And of course, vitamin B. So there's many different vitamins, or many different B vitamins: thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, B12, folic acid or folate. Helps in energy production. So again, energy, right? Which kind of goes into willpower and motivation. Like if we don't have proper energy flowing through our body, if our cells aren't producing the proper energy to get things going, then we don't really feel like doing stuff that we should be doing for our bodies. And it's kind of that it ends up snowballing, because then we're not eating right, and then we don't have the vitamins, then we don't have the energy, and then we don't feel good, and then we just want the sugary stuff, and it just kind of goes in a roll like that. So it helps energy production, it maintains healthy nerves, it helps resist infection, builds red blood cells, help prevent birth defects. Good examples and sources of vitamin B in our foods are the enriched, which is funny because they took it out, processed it, took the fiber out, and then went, oh, everyone's getting sick. Uh-oh, what happened? And then that's how they had Wonder Bread. Because in the beginning, when they first started processing the white bread, they had destroyed the grain so intensely, pulverized it, took all the fiber out, which is where all the good vitamins and the minerals and the fiber that you actually need to have like that white bread that can sit on the shelf for days and days and days at a time. Then everyone was getting sick and they went, uh-oh, what happened? So then they fortified the bread, and that's what we got, Wonder Bread. And everyone was like, you got to have Wonder Bread at your meal. I mean, this is like back in the 50s and 60s craziness. So yeah, just eat the whole food. You don't really need to have any enriched foods. Fruits and vegetables, you'll just keep it simple: fruits and vegetables, dairy products and eggs, lean pork, meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, peas, nuts. Awesome. Okay, so here's just some examples as well, just so that you can get a little bit of a visual on like the fresh and alive and vibrant types of foods, real foods, right? Foods that have one ingredient. Of course, we can make them fun by putting different flavors and stuff together, but really focusing on the foods that we know exactly what they are, not some packaged, processed, man-made thing, is really going to go far for your health and your vitality. So this last thing here, there's a third category called antioxidants. This is actually where two or more vitamins come together and actually create a whole nother level of vibrancy and healing inside the body. But again, you got to have them in there. You got to have them in the right amounts, and they got to be flowing through your system properly with the right fats. You got to have the good water, all the fiber, all that good stuff. So an antioxidant actually helps protect the body from cell damage that can lead to health problems. Vitamins A, C, and E are also antioxidants. Food sources include, of course, fruits, of course, veggies, of course, whole grains, and nuts, and of course, seeds. Okay, so in the very beginning, I said we always come back to the same thing. And I probably said it like 10 or 20 times throughout this power lesson on vitamins. Real food. Real food, one ingredient. You can take them and cook them and mix them together and add some herbs and some spices and some seasonings and do some cool stuff with it, but really focusing on real food, food that is fresh and alive and vibrant. Real food has all 6 of the essential nutrients most times, right? So we got protein, we got carbohydrates, we got healthy fats, we got vitamins, minerals, and water. So that's awesome. Okay, fun little fact. Calorie for calorie, and I'm not a calorie counter, but I just want to give you kind of like a little fun fact. Calorie for calorie, 100 calories of steak versus 100 calories of spinach. Which one do you think actually has more grams of protein? I know. It's crazy. It's the spinach. So Popeye was like right the whole time. He eats his spinach to be strong and healthy and muscular. It's awesome. I don't know who's going to eat 100 calories of spinach because that would probably be like fill up this entire room. But just so you can get a little visual and understand that fresh, alive, and vibrant foods aren't just one thing, they are many things. They have many complex little parts to them. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop share there. And we're going to exit out of there. Cool. Okay, excellent. Ladies, you are so wonderful. I'm just going to check and see if any of you have any questions about the amazing vitamins and all the goodness that we just shared. It was your phone. I know, I get it. I'm glad that you said something though, and thank you for texting me because it would have been I've actually done that before. I've talked for 30 minutes. It was actually me and mom, like one of my very first lives in this group ever. It was me and my mom. We were doing like the daughter mother thing. We were talking deeply about like our issues and like growing up and having food stuff and being overweight and like all of this like really intense deep stuff, and it was on mute the whole time. Oh, that's so funny. So the cool thing about life is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect to get results. You don't need to be perfect to be happy. You don't need to be perfect to be helpful. You don't need to be perfect to be successful. You are great and wonderful and perfect in this moment, and you are loved. And I am so glad and I am so honored to share this time with you. And we will see you soon. We got a big week. Again, I felt very missing you being in the other group for all of last week. So I'm so glad to be back. Tuesday power lessons. Tomorrow I've got a special training coming your way that I think is going to be very helpful. So look out for that post and make sure that you comment below that, yeah, you want that training, and so that I can get it to you. And then on Thursday, we are having an amazing guest speaker come and share her story. This is another coach that I've met along the way, and she has got incredible energy. I mean, talk about the vibrancy. This girl brings it, and she brings it hard. All right, ladies, I love you so much. I will talk to you soon. You have a wonderful day.